Hello, my name is Sarah, and I wanted to tell you guys about my weight loss journey. I have lost a total of 75 pounds from my highest and 60 from where I began this journey about 2 years ago. So I was, when I started this journey, 235 pounds. But I'll start at really the beginning because I've struggled with weight pretty much my whole life. So when I was 2, I was put on steroids for my asthma. I had very, very severe asthma. Um, Obviously, steroids will help fight the infection that's perpetually going in your lungs. So I was on that from the time I was 2 till I was 12. And in that time, I got up to 220 pounds. I reached that at 12 years old. I am and kind of still, I was and still am around about 5'4". And I maintained that until I was 15. At 15, I watched the TV show Skins and decided that I wanted to be like Cassie, and I stopped eating. I lost, I believe, around 40 pounds. So I dropped down to about 180-ish. And about, I don't know how long it took me, to be honest. Obviously, I'm thinking about 11 years ago. It's crazy. And I regained all of it in about 6 months once I stopped that behavior. At the time when I was in high school, I was switching between being vegan and vegetarian. And when I regained the 40 pounds at the time, I was starving, and I was like, oh, I can have whatever I want if it's vegan. So that's what I did. I maintained the 220 until I was 18. So when I was 18, 19-ish, I gained 30 pounds and went up to 250 because I was in a very bad relationship. I then lost 15 pounds by doing the same thing that I did when I was 15. And I maintained that until I was around about 21. When I was 21, I had maintained the 235 pounds for quite a long time. And I decided to intermittent fast, and I lost about 45 pounds, and I got down to around about 190, 195 pounds. And then at 22, I moved to England to be with my husband. But after I moved here, obviously you lose your support system, you lose those good habits. It's very hard to immigrate. And I ended up regaining all that weight and got back up to 235. Summer 2024, so about 2 summers ago, I was really, really sick of being as big as I was. I had seen some photos of myself, and I was just really sick of how I felt and how I looked. I had to start counting calories, and I did. I was eating about 2,000 calories, which, looking back, I could have eaten more. So during the week, I was typically eating about 2,000 calories, and then on weekends, I would have like cheat days. I was still losing weight, and then in November 2024, my uncle passed away at 56 due to a heart attack, and I've got a unfortunate family history of this happening. So I decided that was not going to be me, and I was going to be here for my husband, and I was going to be here for our potential future kids. I wanted to be here in the future for him. So I really locked in on my nutrition and eating whole foods, and to eat for my hormone health because I have PCOS. So I really locked in nutritionally. And then summer 2025, I was about 200 pounds. So I lost 35 pounds in about a year. And went to go visit my family. It was really nice. It was really lovely. And then in September 2025, we went to Portugal for 5 days. I lost like 5 pounds, came back so I went at 190, came back at 195, but you know how it is. In between September, like middle of September, to October, it was my birthday, October 28th, 2025, my 26th birthday. I had lost about 10, 15 pounds, which I now realize is very rapid weight loss. But I got that to 180 on my birthday, which was my goal. So that was exciting. So in between my birthday at the end of October until January, I was eating in what I thought was maintenance calories, and turned out to actually be a deficit. So in between my birthday and Christmas, just before Christmas, so about 6 weeks, I lost just about 3 pounds, which I obviously was a bit surprised about, thinking I was eating at maintenance. So around this time, my period was getting a bit weird, and it was getting very, very light. I also started going to the gym and lifting heavy uh, in the summer. So I had been lifting weights for quite a few months, going heavy, going till failure. And then in January, I decided I was going to cut again. I wanted to lose 15 pounds. So I dropped my calories again from what I thought was maintenance into a mild deficit that turned out to be, I wanted about 200 to 300 calorie deficit. It turned out to be more than 500 on some days, which is obviously a lot, a lot. In between January and March of this year, I went in between that extreme restriction that I didn't realize was extreme. And I fully lost my period. It came back normal in, so it was very, very light in October and November, and then it was normal in December and January, which I now realize is because I'm eating over the holidays, like, so I was getting a normal period. And then February, it completely stopped. We are now in May, and I haven't had one since, so it's been a while. And I realized it in April, so about a month ago to the month this today. Today's the 14th. It was April 13th that I was like, shit, I'm messing myself up. So I've been eating at maintenance for about a month now. I also canceled my gym membership because me and my husband bought at-home equipment. That was just a recent thing. We spent about 140 pounds to get a bunch of weights. So we now have like an at-home gym. It's very cool. I'm very excited about it. But I think eating at maintenance and doing slightly less activity like that, I think will help me get my period back. Albeit I'm at 175 pounds. I still want to lose another 10. I think I just need to wait. But that is where I'm at with my weight loss journey. Hopefully we can get those last 10 pounds off in a very healthy manner. But it's been very interesting to eat at maintenance after being in a deficit for nearly 2 years. Especially in an extreme deficit that I was clearly in, especially from like last summer. But that is where I stand with my weight loss journey. I obviously am hoping to continue to lose weight. I wanted to be down to 165 by the end of this year. That was my New Year's resolution. It was that and to do a pull-up, and I have not made much progress on either of those. But that's okay. That's life. Sometimes if you shoot for the moon, you land among the stars. And that's what I've done. But yeah, I think my goal now, obviously pivot a little bit. Hopefully still lose that bit of weight by the end of the year and just do it in a healthier manner. And then in terms of a pull-up, maybe just be able to do more push-ups, because I currently can do like 2 on the assisted pull-up machine. I have to set it to about 30 kilograms, which is quite a lot. It's over 60 pounds off of my body. But yeah, those are my 2 goals for the year, so fingers crossed for me on that front. But thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. Tell me what I can do better in terms of my nutrition. I used to eat really low fat, and now I've upped my fats. I eat about my body weight in kilograms per day in fat. Obviously I eat high protein. I eat a good amount of fiber. I really rounded out my diet very well. So yeah, just let me know some advice if you've got any good advice. If it's bad advice, like telling me to not drink Coke Zero, I will hunt you down and I will find you. Thank you. Bye.